So that's a quite of an interesting stat. We've only had one sweep throughout the year, and unfortunately things didn't go well for the Otters, but as the old saying goes, that's sometimes just baseball. That's how it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, every day is a different day. You always preach to the ball players and say, okay, yesterday's loss, that's history. Today is a new day. Mm-hmm. So, you forget. Hopefully you forget yesterday because today's new. But the only thing you don't forget is possibly the mistakes you made. There's a difference in, okay, I went over 3. But if I made an error because I was anticipating the double play and therefore I let the ball go through me or let it hit off the heel of my glove, because actually I took my eye off the ball because I was looking, at the runner, which is a no-no, and those things you remember. But as far as the other, hey, that's history.
That's right. Well, he's not going to be in the lineup today, but I had a chance to talk to your guy, Mike Rizzatello, talking about he's been batting in the cleanup role the past 5 games, as well as if he enjoyed his All-Star break and everything else in between. We'll come back with our Otters pregame warm-up interview right here on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Hi, everyone. This is Pat Mitchell-Worley, host of Beale Street Caravan. Join us each Saturday as we bring you the sounds of Memphis, commentary, and music interviews that take you behind the scenes. The show kicks off the All Blues Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. right here on 91.5 WUEV.
Now let's go inside the clubhouse for today's one-on-one with the Evansville Otters.
Dave Nguyen here with Mike Rizzatello. Mike, first off, how was your All-Star break?
It was good. I got to go home, see some family, and it was really nice to be home and kind of rejuvenate.
Not only is it nice to be home, but it's nice to be back at Bossy Field, fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it was a weird feeling. I was landing in the airport on the way back, and some guy goes, "It's good to be home." And at some weird level, because I just came back from home, I kind of understood what he was saying. Like, it was almost like my mind's still set on second half of the season, so it's like, yeah, it is good to be home. It's good to be back at Bossy.
Mm-hmm. Now, you've been hitting and cleanup recently. Not new to it, but are you feeling comfortable at the plate?
Yeah, I mean, the coaches putting me in the 4-hole just shows that, they have confidence in me when we have runners in scoring position early. And, in my head, why shouldn't they? Just because, I've been feeling confident at the plate. And so I kind of just went right into that role, not really thinking too hard about it or trying to do too much, just trying to be me because I'm there for a reason.
Now, defensively behind the plate, we've had some games that have been up and down, a lot of scoring, and for us and a lot of scoring for the other team. How important is it to stay even-keeled and go pitch by pitch, considering that you catch every pitch that's thrown?
Yeah, I mean, baseball's a roller coaster. It always will be, so like I said in the past, like, everybody's eyes are looking in your direction, so it's the morale of the team, I feel anyway, falls on me. So if I'm riding the roller coaster, so is everybody else. So, I just got to keep everybody engaged because we've shown that at any point games can turn for the worse and they can turn for the better. So we just got to stay with it for all 9.
Now, the last time we talked, we did not talk about your home run that you hit over the week last week in Gateway, your first of the year. Now, I know when you get up to the plate, you just want to make contact and put solid contact, put the barrel on the ball. But it must be nice to put it over the fence, right?
Yeah, especially I was waiting for that road trip for a long time because I've flown out to the right field wall way too many times this year. And it's a little bit of a shorter porch, so I was glad I was able to put one of those famous right field fly balls out there. So it felt good to get that first one off my chest.
Yeah. And lastly, with Saturday being superhero night, do you have a couple favorite superheroes? A lot of the guys are big Marvel fans.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Batman, I'd be a bigger Marvel fan, but Batman's by far my favorite. But growing up, I loved Spider-Man, and Captain America is fan favorite. So I guess if it wasn't for Batman, I'd be a Marvel guy too.
Okay, that's fair enough. The Dark Knight trilogy is one of your favorites, correct?
Yeah, yep, it is.
All right, Mike Rizzatello, thank you so much. We'll get back to starting lineups at first pitch. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Attention UE alumni. Do you know that the UE Alumni Association sponsors numerous events each year in over 20 cities throughout the country and worldwide? Do you know that over 800 alumni, parents, and other friends volunteer with UE as recruiters, mentors, reunion planners, and fundraisers? Do you know how you can get involved? Find out more by visiting our website at www.evansville.edu/alumni.
We all have busy schedules, but could you spare just a couple hours a month? That's all it takes to make a big difference to the Big Brothers Big Sisters one-to-one mentoring program. You can spend just a few hours a month with a child in need and guide them towards a more positive future. For more information on local Big Brothers Big Sisters programs, call 812-425-6076. That's 425-6076. Start making an impact today.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. This is the Otters pregame warm-up right here on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune right next to me. Bill, we're in the rubber match today. What do you think would be a key for the Otters in order to come out victorious?
Well, I hope Mr. Vail throws strikes, and that's always the key. However, the other key is finding the lock to open the door for, a base hit, a walk, an error, a fly ball, anything that will produce a run.
All right, that sounds easy enough.
Well, it is.
Easier said than done. I think that's how the phrase goes.
Well, it's also like a saying like Monday morning quarterback. After the play, then you can say, "Oh boy, I called it that way."
Right. No, I think the other one is don't be afraid to find your pitch, because I think I've heard from some of the guys saying the first three pitches in an at-bat might be the best ones you'll ever see.
Well, that's true. That is true. As a former catcher, every batter that comes up, you're hoping your pitcher out on that mound throws a strike. Now, whether it's a slider, curve, fastball, sinker, whatever it may be, you want that to be a pitch. So therefore, a strike. Therefore, it means it's going to be down the middle. And so many of the batters, now there's a difference. I'm going to interrupt my own stuff. There's a difference between Ted Williams. Ted Williams could sit up there and watch the first pitch go right down the middle, strike one. Watch the second pitch go down the middle, strike two. He wasn't arguing with the umpire. He was timing the pitcher's delivery. And therefore, now he'd swing. Whereas so many ball players, myself included, I'm not going to deny it. You sit and you watch their first pitch, and there it is, right down the middle, strike one. You may not get the same pitch
ever again in the at-bat.
Exactly. The next one's high, low, inside, outside, and you're swinging. That's the bad part.
Well, let's get to today's starting lineups. First for the hometown Evansville Otters, coming in with a record of 29-23. Batting first, playing second base will be David Cronin. Batting second will be the left fielder Keith Griesaber. Batting third, Mr. Consistency, number 7, Ryan Long. He plays third base. Batting fourth and cleanup will be Carlos Castro. He plays first base. Batting fifth, catching today, will be Rob Calabrese. Batting sixth will be Dakota Phillips, the designated hitter today. He had the lone pinch hit RBI single last night in the 8th inning to give the Otters their only run. Batting seventh will be the center fielder, left-handed batter number 1, Hunter Cullen. Batting eighth will be the right fielder, Jack Meggs. And batting ninth will be the shortstop, number 27, J.J. Gould. So Cronin at second, Griesaber in left, Long at third, Castro at first, Calabrese behind the plate, Phillips the DH, Cullen in center, Meggs in right, and Gould at shortstop. Tyler Vale on the mound for the Otters, looking for win number 4 on the year. For the visiting Lake Erie Crushers, coming in with a record of 26-24. Batting first, playing second base, will be number 11, Aaron Hill. Batting second will be the shortstop, number 3, Emmanuel Marrero. Batting third will be the designated hitter, number 21, Zach Rakusin. Batting fourth will be the third baseman, Dale Burdick. Batting fifth will be the right fielder, Brody Wofford. Batting sixth will be the left fielder, Stephen Kraft. Batting seventh will be the first baseman, Jake Veith, who hit that monster 3-run home run last night in the ninth.
Yeah, when you mentioned that, whereabouts was it and how far?
It was, I believe, it was left field over the wall, right over there in left center.
I mean, over the concrete wall?
Yeah, not over the concrete wall, but
Oh, okay.
definitely over the fence.
That's what I thought you were referring to
Yeah.
when you said that monster. Okay.
Oh, yeah. First hit of the series, by the way, 3-run home run. Couldn't have come at a better time. Crushers.
Yeah. If I may interrupt you, you look at that scoreboard. That is right there at the wall, right? And yet you had Chris Sweeney, a couple of years ago, hit one up there where it says Heritage Bank. You're talking about a monstrous home run. That was it.
Batting eighth will be Carl Ellison, playing catcher. And batting ninth will be Cody Rudisilli, the center fielder, who had the first 2 RBIs for the Crushers last night. Pat Leday will be on the mound for the Lake Erie Crushers. We're going to get to the national anthem, and when we come back, it'll be first pitch from Bossy Field. That you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters pregame warm-up, 91.5 WUEV.
Habitat for Humanity Evansville and the University of Evansville are pleased to announce the Purple Crew Signature Program. The Purple Crew is a program for all UE students, alumni, faculty, and staff to help build houses and earn hours. The goal of the Purple Crew is to help Habitat for Humanity reach its goal of 500 homes this year. Want to get involved? Simply go to Habitat's website, evansvillehabitat.org/volunteer. Then click on the Volunteer Now banner. Register with Habitat as a volunteer and then select days you can build. You can also register as a team. It'll be a fun environment, and after 15 hours, you get a Purple Crew t-shirt.
It's game time for the Otters on 91.5 FM WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
3-1. Long. Toward right. Toward the corner. Toward the foul pole and over the wall. Fair. Home run for Ryan Long.
First pitch. Cronin crushes it in the air to deep right field. He backflips it and it's way out of here.
Don't forget, Otters fans, you can catch every Evansville Otters broadcast on 91.5 FM WUEV, online at evansvilleotters.com, and through the WUEV mobile app.
Roxon deals the 2-2 pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Vale rings up Bissell to end it, and the Otters are going back to the postseason.
Now, let's go out to the ballpark for all of the action.
Welcome to a beautiful, sunny, and pretty humid day at Bossy Field. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune, glad to have all of you joining us on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV. Bill, great to be back here in Otterville land.
Oh, you ain't kidding. And look at that field. It's manicured. That Lance, the head groundskeeper here, I tell you what, he works marvel. I mean, miracles, I put it, I guess. as far as keeping this field in shape. Hot, humid days, but that grass is as green as the shores of Ireland.
Wow. I haven't been there, but have you?
Oh, yeah, certainly. I mean, the homeland, certainly I had to go.
Okay.
Shailen County, Canuck.
Okay.
Providence, oh, yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
My brother went to Ireland.
Yeah.
He studied abroad there in high school. Well, Tyler Vale on the mound for the Otters. Coming in with a record of 3-4 and a 3.96 ERA. Coming off a win last Friday against the River City Rascals. His first pitch is a strike right down the middle to Aaron Hill, the second baseman. Hill is 3 for 6 in the series, 3 for 4 yesterday.
He struck out a few times the first game.
Yes, he did.
But he was batting lefty.
That's right. 0-1 the count. The pitch from Vale will be a foul ball behind the home plate. It will trickle down the screen towards the Otters dugout on the first base side. Count now quickly to Aaron Hill at 0-2.
You know, Dave, too many ball players try to be switch hitters. They're strong in one, whether it's righty or lefty, but trying to be switchy, no good. I'll tell you a story about that.
All righty. The 0-2 from Vale to Hill. The breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 1-2. Hill hitting .270 on the year yesterday, 3 for 4, single, double, and a solo home run.
Was he batting righty or lefty?
He was batting righty the whole day. The next batter is a switch hitter.
Okay.
The 1-2, breaking ball in the dirt. Count now even at 2. Otters wearing their alternate navy blue uniforms with the white pants, white hats. Calabrese behind the plate, Long at third, Gould at shortstop, Cronin at second, and Castro at first, Griesaber in left, Cullen in center, and Jack Meggs in right. 2-2 the count to Aaron Hill. Vale, the righty, the veteran right-hander. From the belt, fires the 2-2.
Ooh.
Breaking ball inside for strike 3 on a swing and a miss.
You know, that nearly hit him. It was so high and inside. Boy, oh boy.
That looked like it had a little bit of break at the end to it there.
Yeah, it did. And, oh, boy.
So one away after a beautiful strikeout from Tyler Vale to Aaron Hill for out number 1 here in the top of the first. Here comes the switch-hitting Emmanuel Marrero batting from the left side today against the right-handed pitcher in Tyler Vale. First pitch to Marrero is a swing and a miss on a slider, count at 0-1.
You know, I'm sorry, I got mixed up with that switch hitter. That was Davison that struck out, that led the inning, led the game off the other night. My mistake, Entschuldigen Sie bitte.
The 0-1.
There's that curveball. Ooh.
Called for a strike.
Yeah.
That looked a bit outside, but we'll take it.
I agree with you. I agree with you. That's why I think Purnell was a little slow in calling it, too.
0-2 the count, 1 out to Marrero. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul down the first base line. Count remains at 0-2. Marrero hitting .278 on the year. He's 1 for 7 in the series. Yesterday, he hit a solo home run. There were 3 home runs hit by the Crushers yesterday. 2 of them solo, and then the 3-run blast by Jake Veith in the top of the 9th.
That's when I turned the radio off.
Okay. Vale from the belt kicks and fires the 0-2. Be another foul ball behind the screen. Count remains at 0-2, 1 out. Second batter of the game. There's no score. Vale, the man from Easton, Pennsylvania, located outside of Allentown. He is a Philadelphia sports fan at heart. His favorite sport, believe it or not, is hockey.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's not a bad sport. I never played it.
Neither did I. I'm uncoordinated. I couldn't go around on roller skates or ice skates. 0-2 is a late foul tip by Marrero. Count remains at 0-2. This will be the 5th pitch of the at-bat.
That was a pretty good breaking pitch. He was lucky to get the bat on because I didn't think he fouled it, but apparently he did. But it was a good breaking pitch. Put it away. That's the essence of what I'm saying.
Vale from the belt fires the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball for strike 3. 2 away, back-to-back strikeouts for Tyler Vale to start this first inning. And I'll bring up the designated hitter today in Zach Rakusin. Rakusin is batting .297 on the year. Batting .500 in the series, 4 for 8.
Yeah, he got 2 of those hits in the first game, I believe.
Yep. Two hits on Friday and 2 of them last night.
Right. That's good. I'll take 2 hits any game.
Righty-righty matchup. Vale from the belt, the first pitch. It's a high fastball, check swing. Doesn't appeal since Drew Ashcraft on the bases. Count at 1-0, 2 outs, no score. We're here in the top of the first. 91 degrees, and it feels like 95.
Oh, really? Is that what it is, 91?
Yeah. 1-0. Ground ball, chopper over to Gould across the diamond. Castro makes the catch, puts his glove on the ground to secure the ball, and that'll be out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Vale. We head to the bottom of the first, no score from Boston Field. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
A Case of the Blues is your home for blues music in the tri-state, featuring music from local artists like Honey Roy, Dale Niehaus and Bad Mojo, the Bosco France Band, and the Beat Daddies, as well as legends of the blues like B.B. King, Buddy Guy, and Muddy Waters. A Case of the Blues is on every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., only on your place for blues in the tri-state, 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville, a University of Evansville radio station.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the tri-state, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. No score. We're in the bottom of the first. To the plate for the Otters will be David Cronin, Keith Griesaber, and Ryan Long. Batters 1, 2, and 3. Tyler Vale in the top of the first had a quick 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts. Cronin steps to the plate. The left-handed batter digs into the batter's box. Batting .276 on the year. Now, when we were here Friday night, Cronin in his first 2 at-bats walked and scored 2 of the first 3 runs. The Otters have had a lot of success when Cronin gets on base, one of the big keys of a leadoff hitter. Fly ball center field, 1 pitch, 1 out for Patrick Leday for the Lake Erie Crushers, the left-handed all-star, the lone all-star for the Crushers this year. So there are times when Cronin will swing at the first pitch if it's a fastball right down the middle. I think he may have saw that, but the ball was kept in the yard for out number 1.
Didn't he, within the last 2 or 3 weeks, take one of the first pitches and hit a home run?
Yep, last Friday.
Yeah. Started the game off 1-0.
That's right. First pitch to Keith Griesaber is a fastball inside for a strike. Counted 0-1. Keith hitting .274 on the year. He had 2 hits yesterday. The Otters only had 6 total. 3 hits in the series. Next pitch to Keith is a breaking ball in the dirt. Count even at 1. 1 out, no score. Griesaber, the St. Louis native, 3 singles in this series. 2 of them yesterday, 1 on Friday night. The 1-1. Ground ball over to third. Burdick across the diamond. That'll be in time to Veith for out number 2. Ryan Long to the plate. And I'm sure he was a little frustrated with yesterday's game. He made some great plays defensively, but when you have an opportunity to dig in there with the bases loaded, 1 out, and your team's down 1-0, and you strike out, it's one of those opportunities you want to have back to take advantage of.
Well, let me say this to the Crandall, Texas people.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Leday, the left-hander, for strike 1.
The aunt that stopped up here in the radio booth, my family thought those cookies were delicious.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyway.
0-1 pitched to Long. Ooh. Yeah. Late called strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Long with a quick 0-2 count. Batting .279 on the year. Ryan is 0 for 7 in the series. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and there's a drop third strike. Ellison throws down to first in time for out number 3. So both starting pitchers today have a quick 1-2-3 inning. We head to the top of the second. No score from Bossy Field on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Free music, ticket giveaways, artist interviews, and jazz that cooks the blues away. The sounds are perking hot in the Jazz Cafe. I'm Paul Mattingly. I bring all that is jazz and focus on some of the best in area music and culture. Tune into the Jazz Cafe every Friday from 3 until 6 p.m. If online music is your obsession, catch us at WUEV.org. 91.5 UEV is your only place for jazz in the tri-state.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. No score, top of the second. Tyler Vale on the mound for his second inning of work, coming off his 3rd win of the season. Had a win against the River City Rascals, where he went 7 innings. He, at one point, had 6 innings, 6 shutout innings, only allowed 2 hits, was then pulled in the 7th. It'll be batters 4, 5, and 6, and Dale Burdick to the plate, batting first in the top of the second, followed by Wofford and Kraft. Burdick, 2 for 7 in this series, batting .247. Burdick, a right-handed batter, steps into the box. It's a righty-righty matchup. Vale from the right side of the rubber. From the belt, kicks and fires the first pitch. It's a slider in the dirt for a ball. Count it 1-0.
If you watch Dave, the way he just followed through, falling off toward first base, you can tell it's going to be a bad pitch.
Vale digs in on the mound. The 1-0. It'll be a breaking ball inside. Count even at, count moves to 2-0, with no outs. Burdick, 2 for 5 yesterday with 2 singles after the Crushers were shut out on Friday night. The 2-0.
Now there's a strike. Yes, okay.
2-1 the count. Curveball.
Anyway, might have been a cut fastball. Didn't have that much movement, put it that way. Didn't have that much movement.
2-1 the count. Vale, the right-hander, the oldest man in the league.
Oh, that's right.
From the belt, the 2-1.
It's
a breaking ball that misses in the dirt. Count moves to 3-1.
Again, you notice how he's falling off. That means it's going to be low and outside to a right-hand batter. You've got to come at the batter. You got to come at him. You can't fall away. People can't see us on TV.
The 2-1. Or excuse me, 3-1. Now that's a strike.
Hey, boy, get back here. What do you think you're doing throwing that bat? I mean, he was taking the batting gloves off. He actually threw the bat, taking the gloves off, and fortunately he was still at the in the batter's box. But again, Purnell was late in calling that.
He was late almost all the time on Friday.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch, pop up in the infield. Cronin says he's got it. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Looks like everyone in the infield is wearing sunglasses, so hopefully the sun won't play a big factor for the Otters infield today, as well as the outfielders, especially Hunter Cullen at center, who has to track a lot of ground.
You know, my last game, and I played down there in the Georgia-Florida League back in 1957 there at the end. We were playing, it was in, Georgia. We go through it all the time from, anyway, whatever. The first baseman wore regular sunglasses. I said, take those things off. Oh, for the sun. I said, I don't care. Wear regular baseball sunglasses, not regular, Hollywood glasses.
1-0. A breaking ball inside. In the dirt. Count moves to 2-0 to Brody Wofford. Wofford did not play last night. He was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts on Friday night. Those 3 strikeouts coming from Jake Welch, who had a season-high 12 strikeouts Friday night. This ball is lifted to right field, going to right field over the wall, and that is a home run.
Yep.
Over the wall in right field, Brody Wofford gives the Crushers the first lead of the game.
And that was really not that high or had the distance of a good home run. However, it was just enough that it cleared that fence. And you got Meigs out there. If you notice, he would have had a long – it was really close to the foul line. That's why I'm trying to say Meigs had no chance. Even if it fell, it would have been a base hit.
Crushers take the early 1-0 lead. Their 4th home run of the series, 3rd solo home run of the series. Swing and miss on a fastball from Vail is Stephen Kraft. Kraft batting .273 on the season. He was 1 for 3 last night with a single, and he also scored 2 runs.
And this is known as a pitcher's ballpark because of the distance.
0-1 ground ball that'll be fouled on the third base line. And you're right, Bill, because it's 335 down the right field and left field line, 385 in the gaps, and 400 to dead center.
Yeah. I'm going to ask a question. I wasn't here last night, but I'm looking out there at the scoreboard, and there's a...
manual because the light bulbs are not working.
Okay. That sounds good. You observe everything when you're up here in the box.
First pitch.
Strike.
Next pitch, 0-2 is a called strike 3. Another strikeout for Tyler Vail. There are 2 away here in the second.
Mr. Vail's been very, very effective, Dave, with that breaking pitch. That was a beautiful curveball. And so far, I mean, he's been throwing strikes when he throws that curve. So, what does that mean? Keep throwing it.
Make sure you don't hang it, though.
That's true. That's true.
Here comes Jake Veith, who hit the 3-run home run last night in the 9th inning. 1-0 Crushers. Swing and a drive, deep right field. Meigs goes back, and that ball is crushed. Another home run for Jake Veith, his second in the series. It's now 2-0 Crushers after Veith crushed that one over the right field wall.
First pitch high up on the letters, and he unloaded. I'll tell you what, did you watch Mr. Meigs out there? And
he just turned around and said, well, I can't get that one.
Yeah.
So now a quick 2-0 lead here in the top of the second for the Lake Erie Crushers.
But that's also the 5th home run.
Now it is, yes.
And how many has the Otters got?
We only have 2.
In this series?
Yes.
Yeah,
both came when you were here.
I know. That was Calabrese and Castro.
That's right. So now the number 8 hitter, the backup catcher, and Carl Ellison steps to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike one.
Another breaking pitch. Really great. Good. You know, maybe, I know that last home run that was just hit, that was a fastball. Maybe he should stay away from those fastballs and throw more curves.
Or at least a first pitch fastball.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what he hit, was the first pitch fastball.
Next pitch is a curveball. Count moves to 0-2 on a called strike to the right-handed batter Ellison, batting 151 on the year in 16 games. 13 of them starts. The 0-2, Vail from the belt. Swing and a miss for strike three. Another strikeout, but 2 solo home runs hit in this inning by Wofford and Veith give the Crushers an early 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the second. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Hey, it's Mixmaster Jones Capone. Be sure to check me out right here on 91.5 WUEV for Party Lights Uncut. Party Lights Uncut is the premier and longest-running hip-hop and R&B show in the tri-state. Every Friday and Saturday night, midnight to 2, Party Lights Uncut plays the best in contemporary hip-hop and R&B from today's top artists. So be sure to tune in right here on 91.5 WUEV. Party Lights Uncut.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down 2-0 after solo home runs hit by Brody Wofford and Jake Veith for the Crushers. It'll be batters 4, 5, and 6 in the Otters order. Starting with Carlos Castro hitting .291 on the year. Carlos leads the Otters in hits with 58.
He's tied for home runs. Are they still tied in the league or just tied here with the Otters?
I think they're still tied in the league as well.
League? Okay.
Righty-lefty matchup. Leday on the mound for a second inning of work. He kicks and fires the first pitch to Carlos. Off speed, high changeup right there for strike one.
I tell you, that was, he needed a sailor's oar to reach that. It was so high and far away. Made him chase it.
0-1 will be a breaking ball inside at the knees. Count moves to 1-1. Carlos likes that high pitch.
Oh, I know he does.
And I think he was expecting a fastball on the first pitch of the bat. Instead, it was a changeup. Ground ball to third on a couple of hops. Burdick throws over to first to Veith in time for out number one. 5-3 on the putout. It'll bring up Rob Calabrese playing catcher today. The All-Star catcher for the Otters had an RBI single in the All-Star game last Tuesday. He's hitting .290 on the year. Hit a solo home run when we were here on Friday night.
You keep records, I don't, but I'm going to say he's probably the hottest hitter on the Otters lineup right now. He's getting 1 or 2 hits per game.
First pitch to Calabrese. Called strike at the knees. Righty against lefty. Leday had a 1-2-3 inning back in the first. He has one quick out here in the top of the bottom of the second. Next pitch is a breaking ball outside. Count now even at 1 to Rob Calabrese.
So that was a Scrooge. You notice it floated and went away. Well, anyway.
So
that's a strike.
Next pitch is...
That's a fastball down there, a little slow, a change of pace or whatever, but it certainly got Calabrese looking and holding, and actually it dropped the bat.
Calabrese in his last 6 games, batting .286 with 6 hits, 1 home run.
Is that right? It seems like he had more hits. Maybe. I guess I overslept.
It's all right. Count at 1-2, 1 out, 2-0 Crushers. 2 solo home runs, one by Wofford and another one by Veith. Leday, the lefty, from the belt, kicks and fires the 1-2. Will be a foul ball in front of the plate. Count remains at 1-2. Calabrese, the Tottenville native, on Staten Island, New York. Not far from Brooklyn.
Not far from my hometown.
South End boy?
Oh, yeah, I could look across the river and see Tottenville. Of course, I can't swim the river. I mean, I should say the Atlantic Ocean. It's the Mountain River, but it's the...
I heard it's pretty rough out there.
Oh, sometimes it can be, yes.
The 1-2, check swing,
3.
goes around for strike 3 and out number 2. Calabrese a little frustrated with himself, and it'll bring up Dakota Phillips.
Well, I think he probably was looking for a fastball, which you should be, but that was a breaking pitch, and yet he stood there watching it. But anyway, he's entitled to do that. Oh, yeah, I could look on the shores of South Amboy and look across and see... in 1950, when we had the explosions, the different ships that blew up in South Amboy, the anchors actually ended up in Staten Island.
First pitch to Phillips. Be a called strike, lefty-lefty matchup. Counted 0-1. Phillips earned his spot in the lineup today after getting the Otters their first run of the game last night. The pinch hit RBI single in the 8th. 0-1. Called strike 2 on another breaking ball from Leday. Count quickly at 0-2 to Dakota Phillips. Otters wearing their navy blue uniforms, wore their home whites last night. The 0-2 pitch from Leday. Swing and a miss. High fastball there for strike 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Lake Erie Crushers. We head to the top of the third. 2-0 Crushers to score right here in the Otters Digital Network at 91.5 WUEV.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
The University of Evansville bookstore, located on the first floor of UE's Ridgeway Center, is your one-stop shop for University of Evansville apparel and gifts. The bookstore features various UE items, including clothing from Nike, J America, and Cotton Exchange. The bookstore is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30, and Saturday, 10 to 2. Parking is available on Walnut Street and in UE's H-Lot. The UE bookstore can also be found on the web at evansville.bkstr.com. The University of Evansville bookstore.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down 2-0 to the Lake Erie Crushers. Those 2 runs came on 2 solo home runs, one by Brody Wofford and another one by Jake Veith. It will be batters 9-1 and 2 here in the top of the third. Rudisili to the plate, playing in his second game. Last night was his first game. He was 1 for 3, 2 RBIs, as well as a sac bunt. Vell, the right-hander, from Easton, Pennsylvania. Kicks and fires the first pitch.
Curveball.
Right there for strike one.
Curveball strikes. Again, as I said to Dave during between innings that he's throwing curveball strikes in between innings.
From the belt, the 0-1, swing and a miss. Looks like a slider right there. Count moves to 0-2.
Wasn't it that the Irishman and Randy always, almost every batter had an 0-2 count?
That's right.
We don't see that much anymore.
But we have to admit that all the starters for the Otters, since their departures, have stepped up in a big way.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
The 0-2, check swing. Did he go around? No, it's his giraffe craft on the first base side. Count now at 1-2.
Now, I have to agree. I don't think I would have called that a strike myself, but we've seen some of these umpires call that a strike.
1-2 the count. Otters down 2-0. From the belt, Vale fires the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Tyler Vale for out number 1.
Another curveball. That is strikeout number 5. So far, Mr. Vale's got 5 strikeouts, and Ledet has 3. So it's a strikeout day.
The only difference right now are the 2 solo home runs on the board in favor of the Crushers.
Well, they're the only hits that the Crushers have. It's the 2 home runs.
Aaron Hill to the plate. He has a home run last night, a solo shot. He struck out back in the first. Shows bunt and pulls his bat back. It's a breaking ball that rolls in the dirt behind Calabrese. Count at 1-0 to Aaron Hill.
Now, you notice where JJ's playing again. I noticed he plays far to his right quite a bit. Now, he better know these ball players to be playing like that.
The 1-0 called a strike off speed there from Tyler Vale. Evens the count at 1.
Although it used to be an old saying that if you're throwing breaking pitches, he's going to pull the ball. So maybe JJ's got a little more intelligence than we give him credit for.
The 1-1 will be fouled behind home plate.
It was a curveball as well. It was a strike. Now, the curveball, I'll tell you what, he has thrown a lot of curves. I'm going to say this. If he's thrown 20 curveballs, 18 have been strikes. I mean, he has got a fantastic command of that pitch today.
Count now at 1-2 to Aaron Hill. Top of the third, 2-0 Crushers. Swing and a fly ball to right center field. Going back is Cullen to the warning track. Makes the catch, tracks it down for out number 2. Nice job there by Hunter.
I'll tell you, yeah, he went back there like a Kentucky, a Kentucky thoroughbred, and
a Kentucky thoroughbred.
Yeah,
okay.
and and of course Megs looked good going after it as well. But I don't understand why he didn't play last night, Mr. Cullen.
They wanted to give an opportunity to the new guy Jake Gazzo playing right field.
Yeah, I know, but why set down one of the best center fielders in the league for some rookie? And I think he struck out twice or something, didn't he? Yeah.
So. Swing and a miss on a slider from Vale to Emmanuel Marrero, the switch hitter, batting on the left side today. And Calabrese, I believe this is a good job by Rob to kind of talk things over, may want to switch up what pitches they want to throw. It's a 2-0 game in favor of Lake Erie. It's still early, but does not want to increase the deficit for the Otters. Marrero, back in the first, struck out swinging. He has an 0-1 count right now. Vale from the right side of the rubber, the man from Easton, Pennsylvania. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball right there for strike 2.
Yep, it's a good day for Mr. Vale, except for those 2 home runs. I mean, he's been doing good. Good command.
0-2. Ground ball to Carlos Castro. Touched the first base bag himself. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Vale and the Otters. We head to the bottom of the third. Otters down 2-0 right here on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Investing in your education is one of the smartest things you can do for yourself. The job market is really competitive right now.
University of Evansville is a very prestigious university. I was really nervous at the beginning, going back to school after 18 years.
This is the most doable thing. It's one night a week.
It's an excellent program. You learn a lot about yourself.
Earning my degree at U of E has made a huge impact in my life.
Make an impact on your career today. Visit evansville.edu/adult education.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune here on the call. Otters down 2-0. Batters 7, 8, and 9 in the order for the Otters. First to the plate will be the left-handed batter, the center fielder, Hunter Cullen. Spoke to Hunter yesterday for about 45 minutes, gave me an insight of what it's like growing up in Southern California. He grew up in Newport Beach, so when he woke up every day, he could smell the ocean breeze.
Oh, that's near San Diego, isn't it?
More towards Los Angeles.
Well, San Diego and Los Angeles, I think it's, 90 miles difference between them.
Yep. Fly ball left field, playable for Kraft. Takes a few steps back and makes the catch for out number 1.
I tell you, Dave, San Diego's the best place you ever want to be. It rains like 1 or 2 days a year.
Okay.
It's about 78-degree temperature. However, it's a very, very, very expensive city to live in.
I've heard.
Yeah. But the weather is just beautiful.
I've heard it's perfect.
Yeah.
That's where the baseball winter meetings will be this year.
Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, I'm not going this year.
Okay. Were you there last year in Vegas?
No, I haven't been to one of those in years.
Okay. Will Jack be there?
No.
Okay.
Baseball people don't go there anymore. It's business people. That's why a lot of my brother Jack and others, you don't go. I mean, it's,
1-0 to Meggs is upstairs for a ball. 2 straight balls thrown to Jack Meggs, who is batting .247 on the year, 1 for 7 in the series, 0 for 4 last night with a strikeout. Next pitch is way inside. So first 2 pitches were outside, third pitch inside. Meggs has not seen a pitch he was want to hit.
I'm just noticing Mr. Cronin's hairdo there. Is that a Indian?
I do not know. He's always had his hair slicked back in that particular fashion, but he's got a very particular or peculiar buzz cut going right now.
Yeah, that looks like a
motorcycle.
No, a Mohican hairdo.
Ooh, a late strike called by Purnell.
And what did our batter do?
Threw the bat thinking it was ball 4.
Hey, boy, get back here.
So now we got a full count with 1 out.
They ought to take me for that so I don't have to say it, let the engineer back at the station say, hey! But anyway, getting back to Cronin, that's a weird hairdo.
The payoff pitch. Swing and a line drive right at the shortstop Morero for out number 2. And what could have been a walk instead is a line out. Second out of the inning.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the 3rd for Leday. To the plate now is J.J. Gould, 1 for 8 in the series, batting .198 on the season. J.J. has made some very good defensive plays throughout the year at shortstop. First pitch from Leday. Called a strike right on the inside corner, belt high to J.J. Gould. We have a right-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher. Leday takes a deep breath on the mound. The lefty fires the 0-1. It's a ball upstairs. Count even at 1 to J.J. Gould. J.J. had the 2-run RBI single in the third inning where the Otters scored 5 runs, sending 10 men to the plate.
Friday night.
The 1-1. Ground ball. Good stop there by Burdick at third. Across to first, and he can't get there.
E5.
It's going to be ruled an error. It was a good stop by Burdick at third, but could not complete the play. It was an overthrow to Veith at first. Otters trying to take advantage of the miscue. So E5 on the play brings back David Cronin, and this inning is big historically for the Otters. They've scored a bulk of their runs in the second and third innings. This year, the Otters have scored 34 runs in the second and 31 runs in the third.
Really? Interesting. How many in 7th, 8th, and 9th? That's what it should be.
7th, they have scored 38.
Yeah, they generally score in the 7th, 8th.
Cronin lays down a bunt. It's perfect. Goes over to first.
Hey.
He's safe. Heading to third is Gould, and he's going to be tagged out.
Yeah, but now describe that unusual play.
So a single is credited to Cronin.
Cronin gets a signal, yes.
But J.J. Gould tried to extend his running ability to third base. He was fine at second. He was halfway down the line to third base when the first baseman Veith threw to the catcher Ellison to tag him out perfectly.
That's the key. It was the catcher that made the out at third base. So your catcher left home plate, went there and took over third base, and he was the one that made the play. You don't see that very often. That was a heck of a play by the catcher.
So sometimes it's one of those things where, all right, the play at first didn't happen, but you still use your head for baseball IQ, realizing that Gould thinking that he has the speed to get to third base. So the catcher, one of the captains of this baseball team in this situation for the Crushers, uses his head and realizes, hey, it's still a live ball. Anything can happen. There's 2 outs. We might be able to get one at third.
Well, Burdick, if you remember, okay, now let's recap that play. Burdick is on third base, and you got Cronin who lays a beautiful bunt down to third. Burdick comes in all the way, hustles, comes in, scoops the ball up, underhand, throws the ball, continues his running past home plate. That's when the catcher now runs down the third to protect it. What a play. Good heads-up playing by that catcher, who is Mr. Ellison.
That's right. So the Otters had an opportunity right there. They would have, at minimum, had runners on first and second with 2 outs, but you would have had Keith Griesaber coming up in the order. And unfortunately, the base running miscue by J.J. Gould cost the Otters potentially of a scoring opportunity.
You know, now let's recap that play again. When when that first baseman threw that ball to that catcher over at third base, J.J. was still about 20 feet from third base. He should never have gone to third.
So
anyway,
we're gonna head to the top of the 4th. It is a 2-0 game in favor of the Lake Erie Crushers. Tyler Vail back on the mound.
Anyway.
Vail has thrown really well despite having a 2-0 deficit. 2 solo home runs, one by Wofford and another one by Jake Veith. It'll be Rakusin, Burdick, and Wofford for 3, 4, and 5 in the order for the Lake Erie Crushers. First pitch to Rakusin is inside for a ball. Count it 1-0. Vail rocks and deals from the mound. The 1-0. Ground ball to Gould at short. Can he make the play? No, he can't. It's going to be a base hit.
Okay. Now, let's recap that play. Where was J.J. playing?
Too far to his right.
Again, too far. I keep saying that. He plays too far to his right. That was a normal ground ball to the shortstop. That should have been an out. However, ended up being a base hit.
So Dale Burdick with a runner on first, steps to the plate, and he flied out to David Cronin back in the second. He's 0 for 1 today.
We should be noticing these things. That see, now he's playing regular shortstop.
At double play depth are Cronin and Gould at second and shortstop, respectively. First pitch to Dale Burdick is a ball thrown by Tyler Vale, counted 1-0. Crushers in their road purple uniforms with gray pants. Vale from the belt, kicks and fires. The 1-0 runner goes. Throw it down to second base. Is in time. Bang, bang play from Calabrese down to Cronin. College teammates make it happen again here in the top of the fourth.
Well, Calabrese, it wasn't the best of throws, but he got rid of that ball very, very quickly, and he was accurate. So that made up for the not so strong of a throw, but an accurate throw.
Sometimes that's what you need. You need more accuracy.
Quick release and accuracy, yes.
The 1-1 now to Burdick. Ground ball over to Long on one hop. Throws over to first. It's a nice play there for Ryan for out number 2. Now, you weren't here last night, but there were a handful of plays where Ryan came up charging the ball with just his glove on one hop and threw it over to first. It was a very impressive plays last night for Ryan Long at third. Looked like a professional out there.
Well, I'll tell you what. You don't have to, let's say, throw bouquets his way, because I'll recognize exactly what you're saying as correct.
First pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt to Brody Wofford, who was 1 for 1, hit the solo home run, one of 2 solo home runs back in the second inning.
You know, I just realized now, too, that both home runs have been left-hand hitters, and they've both been down the right field line.
The 1-0.
There's that curveball.
Right there for strike one. It's a good observation there by you, Bill.
Well, you know, I've been in professional baseball for
quite a while.
Yeah, I would say 60 plus.
Next pitch, slider in the dirt from Vale. Moves the count to 2-1.
67 years to be exact in professional baseball. Yep.
Vale, the Easton, Pennsylvania native, shakes off a pitch from Calabrese. Now they agree on one. Calabrese was set up outside to the left-handed batter, Wofford. Next pitch is a liner over the jumping J.J. Gould. Wofford, 2 for 2 today.
And that was a pretty hard hit, drilled shot. So, in essence, I think they've got 3 hits. And 2 have been home runs, and that one there was the third.
Wofford 2 for 2, the solo home run, and now a single moments ago. Going to bring up Stephen Kraft, who struck out looking back in the second.
Yeah,
First pitch from Vale is a ball, count at 1-0.
I got to correct myself. That's the 4th hit, not the 3rd. Didn't they give Zach a base hit?
Rakusin?
Yeah, he's got a base hit, and Wolford got 2, and of course Jake's got the other. So that's 4.
That's right.
4 hits.
Computer tells me 4. That's correct.
Yeah, but there's only 3 up on the scoreboard.
May not realize until the walkie-talkie gets communicated out there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right.
No worries. Stephen Kraft has a 2-0 count. Runner on first and Wofford with a single. 2-0 Crushers. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. 2-0. Ground ball to Ryan Long on a hop. Throws over to second and gets him in time. 2 hits in this inning, but not much damage done. 2-0 to score in favor of Lake Erie. We head to the bottom of the 4th right here on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The local Pepsi Bottling Group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi Bottling Group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The University of Evansville's Department of Creative Writing is one of a few schools in the country to offer a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Creative Writing. Award-winning and widely published faculty teach in genre fiction, humor writing, digital media, screenwriting, creative nonfiction, and contemporary poetry. Students edit nationally and internationally recognized publications such as the Evansville Review and Measure. This hands-on experience with professional writers, editors, and publishers prepares students for graduate school or careers as editors and publishers. Visit creativewriting.evansville.edu for more information.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Keith Griesaber to the plate. Off-speed pitch, a changeup right there from Patrick Leday, the Crushers all-star, for strike one. 0-1 the count. Score 2-0 in favor of Lake Erie. Next pitch, a breaking ball in the dirt. A little bit more speed on that one. Even count at 1 to Keith Griesaber. Keith grounded out to the third baseman Burdick back in the first. He's 0 for 1 today.
And Dave, I saw something.
1-1, swing and a ground ball. And that is ruled foul. I don't know, it bounced on the line. It was teetering fair or foul. Bounced in fair territory to begin, and then bounced on the line on the second hop, and then went foul.
Right.
But you could possibly...
From here, I thought it was a fair ball, but the umpire called it. He waited. Again, he waited before he called it. But you know what I was going to say, Dave? I saw something extremely interesting, and I've never seen in baseball before. In between the innings, the Otters had made the Crushers had made the third out.
The 1-2 ball outside. Count even at 2 to Griesaber.
And actually, before the Otters got off the field, now again, the Crushers has made the third out. The Otters are still cutting off the field when number 10.
Ground ball over to shortstop. Can't handle the play. And getting to first safely is Keith Griesaber to lead off this bottom of the fourth.
Error.
All right, so Griesaber officially ruled on first base with an error. The second error committed today by the Crushers.
Yeah. Okay, to kind of continue. Anyway, number 10, which is your pitcher out there, Pat Levitt, he actually ran out of the dugout to the mound. He was the only one that was on the field, and he's begging the umpire, give me a ball, give me a ball, give me a ball. I mean, I've never seen that before.
Well, it shows the sign of a leader. It makes sense why he's an all-star. Came in today with, even though he had a 2-4 record, he has an ERA of 2.54. Couple of his starts in his last 4, he's 1-3.
Well, I tell you what, he must have had a good breakfast because he ran out to that mound, and he's hungry to throw to these guys. Again, I've never seen it. He's the first Crusher out on the field, and he's on the mound and saying to the umpire, give me the ball, give me the ball. And Purnell had his back to him, so that's why he didn't get the ball.
Good observation.
Well,
Ryan Long has 2 balls thrown to him. First 2 pitches thrown to were balls. Count at 2-0 to Ryan Long. No outs. Keith Griesaber on first with a single.
You know, so many people say, oh, baseball's so boring. It's so slow.
2-0, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Leday. Count now moves in 2-1 to Ryan Long.
But if you're watching the game, it is fast. Now, getting back to Mr. Ryan, I hope his mother and father and grandparents are watching the game. Watch him, how he brings that bat. He cuts it quick. He's not getting a full swing. Give him a call. Tell him tonight, follow through.
2-1.
See now.
It'd be a foul ball behind the screen. He chased a pitch that he normally doesn't swing at.
Right, but he had to protect the plate. He's been weak on that particular play or pitch. However, he protected the plate. He's got 2 strikes. He had to.
Well, no, it was 2-1 the count. Now it's 2-2.
Oh, 2. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You have a better observation.
The 2-2, Grease Aber goes, and he'll have to go back because it's a foul ball down the third base line.
Yeah, he's. That's why he's been called out, or so many strikes have been called out on Ryan because he's got that abbreviated bat, which he goes halfway, and then he commits himself, and then he pulls the bat up in the air. So that's why he doesn't get that full swing.
2-2 the count. No outs. Runner on first and Keith Grease Aber. We're in the bottom of the fourth. 2-0 Crushers. Next pitch to Ryan Long is a ball outside.
No, I don't think so.
I never saw the strike call.
He didn't.
So it's going to be a called strike 3 to Ryan Long.
Right.
And out number 1.
The umpire didn't call it. Ryan just walked off the field. And see, there was exactly what I was trying to say. He committed himself, didn't follow through. And once those hips, you open up those hips, you better come through with them.
All right, so out number 1. Carlos Castro to the plate. He grounded out to second his last time out. Swing and a foul tip. That's late for strike number 1 to Carlos.
Which, again, was another high outside pitch. That's twice he swung at that on the first pitch, both times.
Grease Aber with a good lead off first. 0-1 is foul down the first base line. Count quickly at 0-2 to Carlos Castro. 58 hits on the year, leads the entire Otters team. I want to give a good shout out to our guy, Secret Weapon, down there on the first base line.
Oh, I didn't see his ears. Okay.
He's got a new radio.
Oh, my mistake. Okay. Oh, Secret Weapon, I apologize.
Always good to see him.
I know it. He's one of the best fans we ever had here.
And I think he's shown up at every game this homestand.
Well, that's true. You know, if you ever watch him close or watch his hands or look at his hands closely, you'll see a couple championship rings.
That's right. And proud of it, too.
Oh, you ain't kidding. He's proud.
0-2. And that'll be a ball.
No, strike 3.
All right, I didn't see him.
Well, again, Dave, not to.
I didn't see him.
No. I'm not embarrassing you now.
No, I get it. No,
the umpire didn't call it. Castro, like Ryan, they just walked off the field knowing it was a strike. So the umpire didn't have to call it. It just automatically.
So back-to-back backwards Ks for Leday.
Right.
Here in the fourth, Keith Grease Aber still stranded at first. 2-0 score in favor of Lake Erie. Rob Calabrese to the plate. Swing and a drive. That is foul. Just foul down the third base line. Count moves to 0-1.
No, both Mr. Ryan and Castro, they called themselves out. The umpire didn't call them out. They just called themselves out on that pitch. They knew it was a strike, and they just dropped the bat and they walked away.
Sometimes they'll drop the bat and say something.
Yeah, well, Mr. Ryan did the other night. Yeah. He went out and he, in between innings, he talked to the umpire. In fact, it was the same umpire, Purnell, yeah.
So 0-1 the count to Calabrese. Grease Aber led off this inning with an error from the shortstop. Throw over to first. Not in time. It bounced down the first base line on a pitch-out attempt from Ellison to Veith. 1-1 the count to Calabrese. 2-0 Crushers. The lefty Leday checks Grease Aber at first. The 1-1. Check swing. does not bring his bat around as Calabrese. Count moves to 2-1.
You know, I want to say that young man out there made a balk and nobody saw it. He flinched that leg and then came back. It was just the slightest movement, but that was a movement at home, and therefore it's a balk. See where he's at now? Say he just did it again.
2-1. It'll be a ball outside. Count moves to 3-1, and I think that's what hitting coach Bobby Siegel and pitching coach Max Peterson are looking at as well, in addition to his strike zone.
Well, now I'm going to clarify something with myself. If he does it consistently, every pitch, then it's not a balk. So you can't confuse it. See, there we just did it. So maybe it's every...
Oh, Keith is now caught in a rundown. Gets the
Safe.
second,
He's
and he
safe.
is safe.
He's safe.
Good heads-up play there by Keith. Gets in there by the skin of his teeth. Reaching on an error to begin the game, or begin the inning, I should say. Takes second on a, I guess would be a successful stolen base.
Oh, yeah, it's a stolen base. Oh, yeah, because if you notice the
It was
first...
almost a dead duck, though.
Well, that's because the first baseman hesitated, and he pumped twice because no one was covering second. So, therefore, he's got the ball. The first baseman got the ball, but he's got no one to throw it to. And that's why Keith went in there safe.
And it'll be ball 4. So an interesting sequence right there. And maybe the Otters might have a 2-out rally in them. So a walk to Calabrese extends the inning.
Yeah, I'm going to watch. I'm going to see if he makes that same type of movement with men on first and second. Now, if he does, it's no balk.
Dakota Phillips to the plate. He struck out swinging back in the second. He's 1 for 1 in the series heading into today's game with the pinch hit RBI single last night in the 8th. Phillips, the Nacogdoches, Texas native, had the pleasure to meet his mom and dad back in River City last week before the All-Star break.
Oh, they come up from Texas?
Yep, they say hello.
Oh, well, hello, Texas.
First pitch to Phillips. It'll be a drive down the left field line, and it'll be a foul ball. Down at 0-1, 2 outs.
I played ball down there in Texas.
Yeah?
Gainesville, Texas.
What's the heat like?
Well, I'll tell you what, it was always hot. But when I was down in Dallas covering the major leagues, it could have been 95. But you'd be in that Ranger Stadium, and I tell you what, it was cool. I mean, 95, you're still cool.
0-1, swing and a drive.
Ooh.
A great catch there by
robbed.
Aaron Hill. Robs Dakota Phillips of at least an RBI single. We head to the top of the 5th. Phillips put some good contact on that pitch. Just a better heads-up play on the jump and the catch by Hill at second base. We head to the top of the 5th. 2-0 crushes the score on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Does your business need rebranding? Are you worried you aren't reaching your target audience? Well, look no further. The University of Evansville is proud to announce Embrace, a new student-run marketing and communication agency. Embrace provides clients with thorough industry research, brand development strategies, and the creation of a wide range of materials and media. Visit www.embracemarcom.com to learn more. That's www.embracemarcom.com. Embrace your full potential today.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down by a score of 2-0. We're in the top of the fifth. Tyler Vale on the mound. He's pitched a great game thus far. The Otters haven't been able to get their offense going. Unfortunately, the line drive by Dakota Phillips was caught on a leaping catch by the second baseman, Aaron Hill.
That would have been at least a run. So it would have been a 2-1 game at least.
To the plate now is Jake Veith, who hit that monster home run. One of 2 solo home runs back in the second. First pitch to Veith is a called strike on the outside corner. A bit off speed there from Tyler Vale, count at 0-1.
If you're keeping score at home plate, I'm sorry. If you're keeping score at home, mark Keith for a base hit instead of Yarra.
Next pitch from Vale, breaking ball in the dirt, count even at 1.
The official scorer changed it after consideration and reviewing the play. He changed it to a base hit.
1-1 the count to Jake Veith. The pitch from Vale, swinging a good slider that bit for strike number 2.
And where was that slider? Down by his ankles. And what did he do? He tried to golf it. You know, in between innings, they do have a golfing contest.
That's right.
You know, so some of these players should qualify.
Okay. What about you?
No. No way. I used to need 3 or 4 swings to get it down the fairway.
Okay. We have a count even at 2 after the next pitch from Vale was a ball. Vale does not want to give Veith a pitch to hit. If anything, I try to jam him inside. Calabrese will set up inside the 2-2. It'll be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count now full. But I think Calabrese and Vale are doing a good job of trying to jam Veith inside after he crushed a fastball over the right field wall for a solo home run.
Yeah, no, what you're saying is so correct.
Vale shakes off a pitch from Calabrese. Now they agree on one. Calabrese once again sets up a bit inside. The payoff pitch will be fouled away. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher matchup. And it seems that, well, it may be obvious, but I don't know if a lot of people know that not only is it a battle between the scoring of both teams in each game, but each pitch is more mental than physical. It's a mental battle for each pitch selection because you know that he already hit a home run in his first at-bat. So the last thing you want to do is give him a pitch right down the heart of the plate. Goes outside and gets the outside corner for a called strike 3.
Okay, now I just observed something.
Go ahead, say
David. You were questioning whether the umpire ever gave the sign for the strikeouts for Ryan, and then I just noticed what Purnell did. As I was trying to describe to you how he turns his back, but he just gave it to his chest. He didn't give you the big wide. He just pulled it here, which, again, he hid his call from the public.
So, in other words, it was a short wind trying to warm up the weed whacker.
Yeah, good call. But that's why nobody saw the umpire call them out.
So another strikeout for Tyler Vale on the day. Carl Ellison to the plate. He struck out his first time back in the second. First pitch is a drive to right field. Going back is Meggs to the warning track and makes the catch. Blocks the sun out of his eyes for out number 2. One pitch, one quick out.
And Mr. Meggs out there in right field really looked good going after that. At the crack of the bat, he started taking off, and his Jets caught it. He's a pretty good outfielder. I think he belongs there in right. But why Cullen don't play all the time in center, I have no idea.
Neither do I. Rudisili to the plate. Played in his first game in the Frontier League yesterday. He was 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs, one of those an RBI single. He has a 1-0 count from Vale. He'll rock and deal on the mound. Here's the 1-0. There'll be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 2-0 with 2 outs.
That was that slider. His slider is not as effective as his curveball.
Vale takes another deep breath on the mound. 2-0 Crushers, 2 solo home runs. One by Wofford, another one by Veith back in the second. Next pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. I don't know if Rudisili thought that pitch should have been a strike, but nonetheless, it's a 2-1 count with 2 outs.
Well, if I was the batter, I'd argue it too. I thought it was a ball, to be honest. However, it was in favor of the Otters, so we'll take it.
Vail from the belt kicks and fires the 2-1. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Count now at 2-2.
And that was his good curveball. And again, he's got good command of that curveball, I'll tell you.
So in game 1 of this series, the Otters jumped out to a 7-0 lead after 3. Ended up winning 8-0 on Friday night. Last night, flipped the script. It was 4-0 heading into the 9th, or 4-1 heading into the 9th.
There's
Swing
the
and a miss. There's another strikeout for Tyler Vail. Well, last night it was 9-1 in favor of the Crushers, to say the least. Vail with another strikeout. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Otters down 2-0 right here on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
At the University of Evansville, you will receive an academic scholarship. You will be taught by talented, engaged professors committed to your success.
We will help you change the world.
You will have the opportunity to study abroad.
UE will change your life.
This is a place where we change the world. Come change it with us.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
Slice if you want.
No, thank you.
All right, we're in the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Otters the score. Hunter Cullen, Jack Meggs, and J.J. Gould, batters 7, 8, and 9 in the order. And I want to let everyone out there know that Preston just told us a really interesting note. Tyler Vail, in the first strikeout of the top of the 5th, earned his 300th strikeout as an Otter. And
really?
He ended the inning with his 301st strikeout. He is 3 strikeouts away from tying the all-time record in Otters history.
Oh, my God, that's interesting. He could accomplish that today.
That's right.
Yeah.
So not only are we hoping for a good pitching performance from him, but maybe a couple more strikeouts.
No, I hope so. I'd like to see history right here in Evansville today, Otterville.
1-1 to Cullen, outside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. Hunter today is 0 for 1. He flew out to left field. He's batting .260 on the year. Did not play last night. He was 1 for 2 with a single and a walk, as well as a strikeout on Friday. 2-1 outside. That's called a strike, but I'll be honest with you, Bill, I personally don't think so.
Yeah. Well, just another point. David was the spark that ignited that play at third base. His bunt, a beautiful bunt.
2-2 will be a breaking ball in the dirt from Leday. Count now full to Hunter Cullen, the man from Newport Beach, California.
You know, you often hear me say, you look at the third baseman we're playing, and we could bunt more, like Cronin did, Dave did, and get a lot more base hits. When you find a third baseman playing deep and more towards short, because it's a left-hand batter, boy, that opens the door to saying, hey, if you've got good speed, and Hunter's got good speed, hey, and Hunter has laid quite a few down.
3-2 the count. Leday from the belt. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Ellison for out number 1. Another strikeout for Leday. Meggs to the plate. Meggs is 0 for 1. He had a line out to the shortstop Marrero back in the 3rd inning. 1 for 7 in the series. His lone hit came on Friday night, a single. He was 0 for 4 last night with a strikeout.
Mr. Leddick's got 7 strikeouts. And I'm sorry, Mr. Vail has got 7 strikeouts.
Ground ball. That'll be a fair ball down the right field line. Running around first, he's going to go for 2 and get there with safely.
Good double. Way to go.
So a double for Jack Meggs, and a hit that hopefully the Otters can capitalize on.
Yeah, 1 out. Yeah, we've got a good chance. Well, what I was trying to say is Vail has 7 strikeouts and Levitt has 5. So that's 12 strikeouts for the game.
So J.J. Gould to the plate. He reached on an error back in the 3rd, and then later on in that inning, he was tagged out at third base after Cronin laid down that beautiful bunt.
Yep.
He tried to extend, trying to get in scoring position at third base, and was fortunately tagged out.
You know, I can't. Wasn't watching Andy, so I don't know if Andy brought him over or whether he come over to third by himself. I don't know. And but anyway, it was a bad move of trying to advance. He was out by so many feet. It's unbelievable. You know, a lot of times the players don't anticipate that the player's going to, like the first base is going to throw it over there.
0-1 the count with 1 out. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Count now even at 1 with 1 out. Meggs at second. He has a double. Another runner in scoring position for the Otters. They're down 2-0. But one swing of the bat can change right here. Tying run at the plate in J.J. Gould. He has 2 home runs this season, both of them 2-run shots. Next pitch to J.J. is a strike off speed from Leday. Count moves to 1-2.
J.J.'s having some words with the umpire, but J.J., I would keep quiet because that was a beautiful strike. It was a off-speed curveball. Beautiful strike. I wouldn't argue.
1-2 the count to Gould with 1 out. Leday checks the runner, Meggs at second. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball popped up in the shallow center field. Catching that is Rudisili for out number 2. To the plate now is David Cronin. Cronin is 1 for 2 with the bunt single back in the 3rd.
Yeah. You know, many years ago, my third son was playing Little League baseball, and it would be strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, and I'd say, David, what's wrong? Well, the umpire, Dad, they're not strikes. I said, yeah, but umpire Joe and Fred and Harry and Lucille or whatever, they all call it, so it must be you, not the umpire. And from now on, swing at every pitch.
So now the third baseman, Burdick, realizing that Cronin bunted the last time up, is playing on the edge of the infield grass. First pitch to Dave is a called strike on the outside corner. Count at 0-1.
You see, what Cronin has done is, as you said, you brought Burdick in. That opens the field for him to slice one over his head or put one in between the thing. Once you brought an infielder in, you limit his range.
0-1. Swing and a drive to center field, but Rudisili is there to make the catch for out number 3. Meggs left at second base after the 1-out double. We head to the top of the 6th. 2-0 Crushers the score on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the tri-state, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen, Bill McCune on the call. Top of the 6th we go. Otters down to the Lake Erie Crushers by a score of 2-0. 2 solo home runs were hit back in the second. One by Wofford and the other one by Veith. This is the only 2 runs of the game. The Otters have had, if I count correctly, 5 runners left on base. 3 in scoring position.
Yeah.
Vail on the mound. He just earned his 301st strikeout as an Otter. The record is at 304.
I have an opinion of who it is, and I can't say his name, but who would have the record?
First pitch, be a called strike on the outside corner to Aaron Hill as we're at the top of the order for the Crushers. Hill, Marrero, and Rakusin. Hill is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a fly out to center. 0-1 the count. Vail rocking on the mound. The right-hander kicks and fires the 0-1. The strike right down the heart of the plate for strike 2. 0-2 the count. No outs. Top of the 6th. Otters have no runs on 3 hits. Dakota Phillips was robbed of an RBI earlier in this game. The 0-2. Another called strike 3 right on the outside corner. Strikeout number 302 for Tyler Vail.
8th strikeout tonight, 302. And our director of communications here in Evansville, Otterville, just alerted me to who that record belongs to. And for those Otter fans back there, remember the good old days. Andre Simpson coming in from the bullpen with the purple hair or the yellow hair or the
white.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He used to change his hair to color.
Well, it seems that Secret Weapon remembers that guy you're talking about.
Yes, yeah. He was a good pitcher, I'll tell you that, Andre.
Be a foul ball down the first base line to Emmanuel Marrero. Count at 0-1.
And Secret Weapon just acknowledged my comment, yes, that he was. So he shook his head and saying, yes, you're right. He was a good pitcher.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Fastball in the outside corner. Count at 0-2 to the switch hitting Emmanuel Marrero. Marrero 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out to Carlos Castro at first.
Yeah. Andre was from California.
Okay.
And
the 0-2 from Vail.
Strike. Ooh, that should be strike 3.
I was waiting for the arms.
So was I.
Count at 1-2 after that was a ball that was belled high.
Yeah.
Inside to Marrero, batting from the left side today against the right-handed pitcher in Tyler Vail. The 1-2. Be another foul ball, this time in front of the Otters dugout on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2.
Andre was one of the favorites of the young ladies in town.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. He was a ladies' man. Nothing nothing bad. I'm just saying he had the personality. You know, some people have you draw people.
Like
know?
me?
Yes, just like you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like our catcher we had, Panino. I mean, fans loved him. He just drew the fans.
1-2 the count. Vail fires. Ground ball. It will be fouled down the first base line. Count remains at 1-2. Marrero in a battle at the plate with Vail on the mound. Vail, the right-hander from Easton, Pennsylvania. Not only a big hockey fan, and as that is his favorite sport, but also a big basketball fan. He and I share the same rooting interest for professional basketball and the Philadelphia 76ers.
Well, I go back to Joe Fultz. You probably don't even remember him.
No, I don't. I'll go to Wilt Chamberlain, though. Fly ball, left field line. And a great catch there by Ryan Long. Tracks it down for out number 2. Marrero disgusted with himself as he slowly walks back to the Crushers' dugout on the third base side.
Yeah.
Heads up play there by Ryan Long for out number 2.
Just real quick, Joe Fultz was the outstanding basketball player that shot his fouls from underhand.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he looped them up this way, and he could make 100 out of 100.
Even before Brett Barry?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Joe Fultz was, and they were the Philadelphia
Warriors
in those days.
That's right. Rakusin to the plate, 1 for 2 today. First pitch from Vail, a breaking ball that missed just a bit outside. Count at 1-0. Now, it wasn't a Bob Uecker just a bit outside, but it was just a bit outside. The 1-0. Same location.
Same pitch.
And unfortunately, same result. Count at 2-0.
Yeah.
You know, I'd throw that pitch again, similar location.
I tell you what, I mean, it's a good pitch. It's got a good break to it. It's just it was a little outside, that's all. You know, when you get a break like that and a good command, hey.
The 2-0.
There it is again.
This time is a strike.
And it looked like the same location, to be my opinion.
About belt high off the outside part of the plate, hugging that outside corner.
Right, so it's 2 balls, 1 strike, and all 3 pitches were curveballs.
Vail here in the top of the 6th. 2-1. Ground ball over to J.J. Gould. And
you won't believe it.
Unfortunately, the ball will sail through the middle of the infield for a base hit. Heads up play. Now caught in a rundown is Rakusin. And tagging him out is J.J. Gould, made up for the miscue in the field and tags him out for out number 3. So it will be awarded a single, but Gould, with the heads-up play, realizing that Rakusin overran the first base bag, tried to extend a single into a double, gets caught into a rundown, and now gets tagged out for out number 3.
Right, the Otters benefited on that particular play. But again, I'm going to remind our fans out there listening to us, J.J. was playing over too much to third base. He opened the hole. Again, a regular ground ball to short. Turns out to be a base hit. But the Otters benefited. But J.J., why is he doing that? Well,
I don't know.
Me either.
I don't know. I never played shortstop. I always batted 9th, and they stuck me in left field.
Well, when they designed baseball, the guy that did it, he put those people in the right positions. Now, when you alter that position, you're opening Pandora's box.
Well, we'll keep it going here. As you noted before, Ledet, or Ledet, I should say, is always the first one out on the field.
Right.
I kind of appreciate that out of a ball player who is always ready, whatever the situation is, and wants to get out there and try to get as many warm-up tosses as possible.
Well, now, you watched a game the other day in Gateway, I believe, and I believe he played in the All-Star game. His name was Dunston, Sean Dunston.
Sean Dunston,
yeah,
the son of the Cubs shortstop.
That's right. When Sean Dunston, the father, the Cubs shortstop, was in high school over there in Brooklyn,
we just got word our radio engineer Paul Mattingly's here.
Yeah, Paul Mattingly. But now I don't remember what I was saying.
Sean Dunston.
Oh, Sean Dunston. When he was in high school, he was always the first one on the field. He was the first one off the bus, and he was the first one on the field.
Bottom of the 6th, Keith Griesaber, Ryan Long, and Carlos Castro will be batters 1, 2, 3 in this inning. First pitch to Keith. Fly ball, right field, and that'll be caught. Routine can of corn for Wofford out there for out number 1.
Well, I'll tell you what, we were just informed that you mentioned it, that Paul Mattingly is here, the station manager who keeps us on the air. And I want to tell you, he may be here watching the game. I'll guarantee you the ranch that he's got the earphones on. He's listening every word we say. And he'll probably be up here telling us what we said.
First pitch to Ryan Long is a ball inside around chest high. Count at 1-0.
Yeah, you know, we're very fortunate to have Paul. I've been fortunate to work with him for 10 years, and I mean, he is the best. And he keeps us on the air, thank God.
1-0, breaking ball inside for strike one. 1-1 the count, one out to Ryan Long, 2-0 Crushers. They have two solo home runs that were hit back in the top of the second inning. Next pitch to Ryan Long is a foul ball down the left field line. The Crushers have some action in their bullpen down on the third base line. 1-2 the count to Ryan Long with one out here in the bottom of the sixth. Otters only have 3 hits today.
Ooh, Ryan nearly got hit with that pitch.
And it'll be in there for a ball.
Yeah.
Count now at 2-2. One out, bottom of the sixth, 2-0 Crushers.
It'd be nice if Ryan was to explode one over the marathon bus or gas, marathon gas signboard out there, which would be in right field. That would give him number 10, I believe, was that. But that would break him out of his bad streak here.
Payoff pitch.
There
Check swing from Ryan Long. It's a called strike 3 on a swing and a miss.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. He opens the hips and he don't follow through.
So 2 quick outs for Leday. Be Carlos Castro to the plate, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out.
I hope Ryan's parents are watching and kind of give him a little tip and say, hey, you know, you've got to follow through. Don't open the hips and stop. You know, always reminds me.
First pitch to Castro. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball that's low and away for strike 1.
That's third time up for Mr. Castro, and every one of the first pitch in his 3 times at bat, he swung at a ball.
Ground ball over to Hill. Throws over to first in time. Another 1-2-3 inning for Patrick Leday and the Lake Erie Crushers. We head to the top of the 7th. 2-0 Crushers the score on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
Another smooth introduction as we get ready for the top of the 7th inning. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down 2-0. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Lake Erie Crushers. No runs, 3 hits for the Otters. Although they did have a chance multiple times. The most recent one that stands out to me is Dakota Phillips. He was up with runners on first and second and was robbed of at least an RBI single when Aaron Hill made a great jumping catch at second base. That unfortunately occurred back, I believe.
I don't know, but I'm looking up the stats.
That would be in the fourth inning.
I'm trying to look and see how tall Hill is. As far as, if he was a little shorter, it would have been a base hit for Phillips. That's what I was trying to say.
No worries.
Okay.
Be Dale Burdick to the plate, followed by Wofford and Kraft. Burdick is 0 for 2 in this game on a fly out and a ground out. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher matchup. Calabrese sets up inside. This first pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. Count it 1-0.
I was talking earlier, we started the game, I mentioned switch hitters. Everyone can't be a switch hitter. And I go back to 1984 when...
the 1-0. Another breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 2-0 here in the top of the seventh.
A young catcher from Puerto Rico by the name of Sandy Alomar Jr. Came to our camp, and I was in charge of catchers in those days and broke a good relationship up with him. And
next pitch is a strike. Count now at 2-1.
And Sandy was a switch hitter. And he played his, he had to go, actually, he was in spring training in '84, and he had to go back to Puerto Rico, graduate from high school. He was only 16. And they have to graduate first before they can play. So
2-1, breaking ball in the dirt. And Burdick did not bring his bat around home. Count now moves to 3-1, no outs, 2-0 the score in favor of Lake Erie. Right here on the Otters Digital Network at 91.5 WUEV.
Well, Sandy played 2 years of minor league baseball, and unfortunately got the reputation, good catcher, poor hitter. And
hate to see it.
Yeah.
3-1, swing and a drive to right center field. Going back is Cullen. It's going to take one hop off of the wall in right center. Throwing to the cutoff man, Cronin is Cullen out in right center. It'll be a stand-up double for Dale Burdick. Third time is a charm for him here in the seventh.
And I'm looking at that flag. If it's growing out the center, and I'm going to say this, you can disagree. I'm going to say that ball traveled another 20, 30 feet because of the wind. Otherwise, Hunter would have had that ball.
So according to, who's the Navy man? Roger, right?
I'm sorry?
Roger, right? He went to the Navy? The Otters fan, Roger, right?
Oh, right. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You're talking about our fan, Roger. Yes. It's down here, Navy man. Yes.
So if the flag is blowing to the left, he has let me know affirmatively that it is blowing in the north direction.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Roger is always. He's not here today. He generally sits right down here in front of us.
All righty. 0-1 the count to Brody Wofford, who has one of 2 solo home runs back in the second.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Sandy had a reputation, couldn't hit. So I told Tom Romanesco, who was our farm director, I said, Tom, he cannot hit left-handed. Stop it. Let him just hit righty. No. His father says he's got to bat both ways. If you remember Roberto Alomar.
1-1. Ground ball foul down the first base line. Count at 1-2. No outs. Burdick led off this inning with a double. Wofford is 2 for 2. He homered a solo shot back in the second and a single in the fourth.
Yeah. Now, Roberto is one of the best switch hitters in baseball.
Right.
Of course, it's going to be in the Hall of Fame. But anyway, I remember talking to my brother and our assistant general manager and saying if he would only bat right-handed, and this is my words.
1-2. Ooh, that was a bit close, but unfortunately a bit outside to the left-handed batter and Wofford. Count now even at 2, no outs, top of the seventh. Otters down 2-0.
Right. So I said to my brother Jack and Bill Beck, the assistant general manager, I said, if he stays batting right-handed, on Jack, I'm going to guarantee you he'll bat 280. He'll hit 15 to 20 home runs and hit you 80 RBIs. You've got to have him bat just one way.
Swing and a fly ball. Left field, Griesaber will find it and make the catch for out number 1.
Well, his father insisted. So I was down in the Winter Baseball League in Puerto Rico and in Ponce. That's where we sent most of our players, to Ponce. Mm-hmm. And I talked to his father. I said, you know, Sandy, you're hurting your son. He can't hit left-handed. Well, he stopped hitting left-handed or batting left-handed, hitting right-handed strictly. Was a 300 hitter. Was MVP of the American Association, and of course one of the great catchers in the for the Cleveland Indians. All because he couldn't hit left-handers. Bat only where your strength is.
Slider in the dirt from Tyler Vale. Count at 1-0 to Stephen Kraft. Kraft is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out to third back in the 4th. Kraft hitting .273 heading into this game. 41 hits and 12 RBIs on the season. Vale with a runner at second base, 1 out. From the belt, checks the runner at second, the 1-0. Another breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 2-0, and there is some action in the Otters bullpen.
Well, if you notice, that was his slider. And his slider's been low and outside the strike zone almost all day. However, the curveball is, he's got a good bite, and he's got good command, and he throws strikes.
The 2-0 from Vale. Another breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 3-0. Vale now 59 strikes and 32 balls. Third pitch of the at-bat. Runner on second. 1 out. Kraft at the plate, standing on the right side of the box. Vale from the belt. Kicks and fires the 3-0. That's a strike on the inside corner. Count now at 3-1.
Now, again, I'm going to say, look at where J.J. is playing. I mean, you could drive 15 semis between second and short.
There's also a big hole on the right side of the infield for the Otters between Castro and Cronin. It's a 5-pitch walk. Runners now at first and second with 1 out. And the infield might play in just a bit. There's a mound visit from Calabrese and Vale. We also have J.J. Gould, Ryan Long coming in, as well as Carlos Castro. And Max Peterson, the Otters pitching coach, will trot out on the mound. The fun fact today, July 14th, 2008, Texas Rangers outfielder Josh Hamilton puts on the greatest display of power baseball at the All-Star Game in Yankee Stadium, old Yankee Stadium. Tyler Vale will exit today's game. He is responsible for the runners on first and second, where in one round, Josh Hamilton hit 28 home runs in the Home Run Derby in one round. It was unfortunately beaten by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. that happened in the Home Run Derby last Monday. Tyler Vale, the Easton, Pennsylvania native, will exit today's game. He has career strikeout number 302, so in his next start will probably eclipse the record. He needs 2 to tie, 3 to break it. A great pitching performance today by Tyler Vale. He only made 2 mistakes all day. The solo home runs by Wofford and Veith in the second inning, as this will be a Wow call to the bullpen. Wow is the best double play deal in Evansville. Wow, the cable, phone, and internet provider in town. To the mound we go. The new pitcher will be Drew Byer.
I got 8 strikeouts for Vale. That's a pretty amazing accomplishment in 9 innings. And here we're on in the 7th.
Vale had 60 strikes, 33 balls.
While we're watching this pitcher warm up, did you see in the news that former Met player Strawberry was...
Dallas Strawberry? What happened?
Oh, he was picked up on the in Jersey, down the Jersey Shore.
What do you mean by picked up?
Arrested. I won't go any further just to say that. And just real quick, I won't mention names because I'm liable to get, a bit in trouble if I say it. But 1987, we were trying to make a trade with the New York Mets.
Oh, go ahead, Bill.
And we were trying to make a trade with the New York Mets, and believe it or not, Strawberry wasn't one of them. I'll say that. But the players we had, we backed off it because of certain things, and I can't go into detail.
That's fine.
But
I was actually watching some YouTube last night, and I watched there's a short, about 10-minute documentary on the Florida Marlins, and your brother happened to be mentioned in there, the 03 World Series team. I didn't realize, but after they won the World Series, they got rid of the whole team.
Oh, yes. Yeah, right.
That's not right. That's not right.
Well, they did it in 67, 69 when...
97.
97. Okay, when they won the National League was in, they did the same thing. They unloaded the players.
First pitch to Jake Veith from Drew Byers, a called strike, right-handed pitcher against the left-handed batter. Byer needs to be careful. Veith has the solo home run. He also hit the 3-run home run last night. So, if anything, you want to pitch to this batter way inside. 0-1 the count. The strike was called on the outside corner of the plate. But you do not want to give him a pitch to hit that's right down the heart of the plate. 0-1 the count. Byer kicks and fires. Ground ball to Byer. Throws over to, can't make a play, now throws over to first. So Byer was looking to make a double play on the pitcher's mound. He had one hop to the pitcher's mound. Couldn't get to third base in time. I don't think Ryan Long was there to cover the bag in time. Then he wanted to go to second base. No one was covering second base in time. So the only play was the play at first. In a way, Veith does a good job at advancing the runners to second and third, now with 2 outs.
No, you described that play pretty accurately. And, he had his first choice was third. His second choice was second, and he ended up throwing the first. However, you always say, get an out, no matter what. Get an out, and he did. He got the out at first base. So, good play by the pitcher.
Next pitch from Byer will be a foul ball behind home plate. Count at 0-1. Ellison, the batter. Ellison batting 151 on the year. 0-1 the count. The 0-1. Bouncing ball in the dirt. Runner from third base, and Burdick doesn't tag home. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. Otters down 2-0 here in the top of the 7th.
Well, that ball bounced about 3 feet in front of home plate. Calabrese made a good block. It went off his chest protector and stayed in front of him, which a catcher's supposed to do. So the ball only was maybe 5-6 feet away from the plate. Calabrese did a great job in blocking that pitch.
1-1 the count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. The pitch from Byer. Ground ball to J.J. Throws over to first. Otters get out of the jam. And we head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time at Boston Field. If there's ever a time the Otters need some runs, it's right now. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th right here on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
7th inning stretch time. Get up and move wherever you are unless you're driving the car.
Today in 1934, Babe Ruth hit his 700th career home run.
He was a pretty good hitter, but he was also a good pitcher. I don't know if you know that.
I remember he was a pitcher. I don't think a lot of people know that, though.
Until Whitey Ford broke his World Series record of 30 straight innings without giving up a run.
The 1-2, Cullen goes. And it's another foul ball down the third base line. Now, if you look back at Jack's team that won the World Series, how many All-Stars he had on that team, it was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Especially probably one of the more underrated players in baseball. He had Juan Pierre in center field. Love that guy.
Yes, Juan was. Someone just took one of his bobbleheads from me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I had his bobblehead. I got a lot of those. Well, I used to have a lot of bobbleheads.
The 1-2 to Meggs. And a foul ball. Ooh, it's off his leg.
What happened?
Foul ball off his leg, and he's down.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to walk it off. Actually, I think this is the first time I've seen Meggs injured this season. Going to try to play it cool and walk it off. But I can't tell you from experience I fouled the ball off my leg, but I'm sure it's got to hurt.
Yeah, when you be hit with a ball, let me tell you.
Your delayed pause on that response was perfect.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I think back how many times I ever got hit. Probably the worst one was when I caught a ball directly off the bat in my throat. And the runner was stealing, and they called it back because the ball was stuck in my throat, between my throat and the chest protector.
Oh, boy.
So, therefore, it was called a trap ball, so the runner had to go back. And they used to say, I had the president's name on, off the ball on my throat. Oh, yeah.
All right, so it's a 2-0 game in favor of the Lake Erie Crushers. Otters have a runner on first base and Hunter Cullen. Jack Meggs will shake it off and head back to the batter's box, gets a nice ovation from the Bossy Field crowd. Otters down 2-0. 2 solo home runs hit by Wofford and Veith. Otters have no runs on 3 hits. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Meggs with a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Leday fires. Runner goes, swing and a miss, and a strikeout on a high fastball for out number 3. We are through 7 at Bossy Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball. Otters down 2-0 on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down 2-0. We're in the top of the 8th with Drew Byer on the hill for the Otters. Was able to get out of a jam, relieving Tyler Vale back in the 7th. He has a clean inning to start the top of the 8th. Swing and a drive, and it's a foul ball down the first base line. Count at 0-1 after a long strike to Rudisili. Rudisili had the first 2 RBIs of yesterday's game. Second game in the Frontier League. Heading into this at-bat, the 0-1. Be a called strike number 2 on the outside corner. Right-handed pitcher against the right-handed batter in the matchup.
Well, let's see what the pitch is. He's ahead 0-2. What's Calabrese going to call?
You said it throughout the game, but there's a big hole in the middle of the infield.
Yes, JJ is almost every batter he's played there.
Swing and a miss on a high fastball from Byer. Gets out number 1.
Why he's playing there, I have no idea. And nobody is... Well...
Aaron Hill to the plate. Hill has hit a home run yesterday. He is 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah.
2 strikeouts of those coming from Tyler Vail.
Yeah, balls that are going to go slightly past the pitcher are going to be base hits. That should be outs. But the way JJ's playing, well, no one cares.
Swing and a fly ball to center field. Going back is Cullen. Retreats with a couple of steps and makes the catch for out number 2. Manuel Marrero to the plate. Marrero, the shortstop, the switch-hitting shortstop. He's 0 for 3 today with a strikeout in the first, a ground out to Castro in the third, and a fly out in foul territory. The great catch by Ryan Long over there down the third base line for out number 3.
Now, you have said that Mike Costello reviews the base hit right there.
Go ahead, Bill. Yeah, he does review the broadcasts, yes.
But only when he plays.
Correct.
I mean, he's not going to review this game now because he's not in it.
Most likely, although I can't.
Really?
I would put a small percentage of yes. He'll review it, but very small.
Okay. Because what I'm trying to say is if he does, he might turn around and say to JJ, hey, move over. It seems like no one else is saying it. You see, there he is again. He's back all day. He's been playing in that position.
Ground ball to shortstop. Gould makes the play, flips it to Cronin to get out number 3.
Which should have been a regular easy play. He had to go far to his right, left.
So 6-4 on the putout. A 1-2, not a 1-2-3, 1-2-3-4 inning for Drew Byer. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Otters down 2-0 right here on the Otters Digital Network at 91.5 WUEV.
The local Pepsi Bottling Group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi Bottling Group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Signorama Evansville for their support this season. Signorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Signorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at signorama.com/in-Evansville. Signorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mediation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down 2-0. 2 runs on 6 hits. Both of those hits, or runs I should say, were solo home runs by Brody Wofford and Jake Veith. To the plate will be J.J. Gould, followed by Cronin and Griesaber for batters 9, 1, and 2 in the Otters order. The Otters have had a handful of opportunities to at least tie this game, score 1 run to make it a 1-run deficit. The most recent reminder is that when Dakota Phillips was up with runners on first and second in the fourth with 2 outs, he was robbed of an RBI because of the great jumping and amazing out by Aaron Hill, who robbed Phillips of at least an RBI single. That might be the difference in the game. We hope not, because J.J. Gould is at the plate, 0-1 the count. New pitcher on the mound for the Crushers. The 0-1 pitch to J.J., swing and a miss on a fastball for strike 2.
Well, I want to say one thing, Dave. I thought Vail pitched a pretty good game, and it would be a shame. And if he loses this game right now on the two runs, no runs for the Otters.
Next pitch from the new pitcher, Jack Maynard, is in the dirt. Maynard stands tall at 5'11". From the Great Falls Voyagers was the last team he played for. And you want to know the height on Hill, the second baseman, right?
Yeah.
Hill is at
6 foot.
Hill is at 5'10".
Oh, okay. I thought he looks taller out there. That's why I mentioned that. But anyway, getting back to Vail. If the game ends up the way it is now, I think every one of those players out in the field, they should buy Mr. Vail a dinner, because he pitched a beautiful game and is being on the short end.
Well, we got the Ivy Leaguer and Taylor Wright warming up in the bullpen for the Otters. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball that was low in the dirt. Strike number 3, out number 1 to J.J. Gould.
That was
it was a breaking ball that was low in the dirt. If anything, it was a slider that bit hard, and J.J. fell for it.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
It's one of those pitches that looks like a strike, and I guess I understand why batters swing at it. Unfortunately, it was not the best pitch to swing at.
Not when you're right. Oh, boy.
So Cronin, who is 1 for 3 today.
There's a strike.
Gets a called strike. 0-1 the count. Cronin, the second baseman from outside of the suburbs of Chicago. Whenever he gets on base, it leads to success for the Otters and the batting order. If Dave's able to get on base right here, it might start something. The 0-1 will be a foul ball down the left field line. Count now quickly at 0-2 to David Cronin. As always, his parents are listening, so another hello to Mr. and Mrs. Cronin out there in Orland Park, Illinois. And they do appreciate you on the call as well.
Oh, good. Do they know that's his son? Their son got that weird-looking haircut?
I think so.
The last of the Mohicans.
0-2 the count to Cronin, the pitch.
Ooh.
That did not hit him. Yeah. It was a bouncing ball in the dirt. Count now at 1-2. It almost hit him, at least from at one point in the pitch sequence.
You know, now, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm going to relay it to you anyway. And for the fans out there, do you know, this is years ago, not recently.
1-2. It will be a late foul tip there by Cronin. He makes the count at 1-2 still.
The 40s, 50s, and 60s, most of the skyscrapers in New York, they 1,206?
106.
106. The skyscrapers in New York City, the steel workers, were all Mohawk Indians. Not all, I'm sorry, most.
1-2 to Cronin is outside for a ball. We have a crowd of 1,106 in paid attendance tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. Yeah. Otters have no runs on 3 hits. They're down 2-0. 2 solo home runs hit in the second inning by Veith and Wofford. It's been a pitcher's duel throughout the day. The 2-2, swing and a pop-up to the right side of the infield. Catching that in foul territory is Hill for out number 2.
Well, here comes Keith.
1 for 3 today is Keith Griesaber with a single and a stolen base. He also flew out to right field and a ground out to third base back in the first. St. Louis native hoping to start a 2-out rally for the Otters. First pitch from Maynard is a breaking ball in the dirt. Count at 1-0.
What I was going to say is Keith's got one of the few hits the Otters have.
1 of 3.
Yeah.
Cronin, Griesaber, and Meggs.
Yep.
Ryan Long on deck, and you know he probably wants to get another crack of an at-bat. The 1-0 is inside, belt high. Count moves to 2-0 to the St. Louis native, Keith Griesaber. Keith hitting .274 heading into this at-bat. 3 for 8 in the series heading into today. 4th hit of the series in this game that occurred back in the 4th inning.
You know, I'm going to say Keith's one of the most improved ball players on this team, going from the first week or two where he was, I'm going to say, striking out 2 out of every 3 times at bat. Now, he's putting that ball in play.
2-1. Right there for strike 2. A good breaking ball from Jack Maynard, the right-hander, the reliever for the Lake Erie Crushers. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Taylor Wright, the Otters reliever, the newly converted closer, warms up in the pen down on the first base side for the Otters. 2-2 the count, 2 outs the pitch. Check swing. Keith does not go around. It'll be a full count. Big at-bat right here, a very important pitch.
You ain't kidding. 3-2, 2 outs, down by 2, 8th inning. Got to get somebody on.
The payoff pitch to Griesaber. Swing and a miss on a slider that bit from Maynard. It'll be out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning in relief for Maynard. We head to the top of the 9th. The Ivy Leaguer on the mound for the Otters. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Giving our best has prepared us for being the best. Announcing the University of Evansville's Harlaxton College as the #1 ranked study abroad program in the nation. As a part of the UE experience, we offer all our students an unparalleled foreign study program.
More than 60% of UE students study abroad. Our students from all majors live, learn, and travel the world and still graduate in 4 years.
The University of Evansville's Harlaxton College, the #1 study abroad program in America.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen on the call. Otters have a call to the bullpen. Taylor Wright, the newly converted closer, and the all-star reliever for the Otters on the mound. A wow call to the bullpen. Wow, the cable, phone, and internet provider of Evansville. Wow, the best double play deal in town. Taylor appeared in the all-star game. That was his last appearance on the mound in a uniform. He had 2 batters faced in the 9th inning. He allowed a single, then he had a strikeout.
But in the All-Star game, wasn't he pitched the shutout ball? Yeah.
Wright has a fastball, a splitter, He's working on a breaking pitch. Doesn't know what to call it just yet. So I'll let you be the judge.
Well, a lot of players, they have curves or try to throw a curve, and then they try to throw a slider, and it's called, both pitches are called slurves.
The slurve?
Yeah, meaning neither one is effective.
Well, to the plate now will be Dale Burdick, followed by Wofford and Kraft. Burdick is 1 for 3 today with a double. First pitch from right is a ball inside. Count at 1-0, righty-righty matchup. Taylor Wright seeing his first action since he recorded a save last Friday in River City. The 1-0.
Strike.
Right on the inside corner. Fastball there from Taylor Wright. Count now even at 1.
You know, if we can call strikes up here, why do batters watch it for? They get called third strikes, and they're sitting there looking at a strike, and we call it strike up here.
Wright extending his arms. Calabrese sets up outside. The 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 1-2. Or 2-1, I should say.
And secret weapons here until the end.
Wright extending his arms from the belt. Kicks and fires the 2-1 pitch. Called strike right on the inside corner once more for strike 2. Found out his mom is from Cherry Hill.
Who's that? Oh, yes, we knew that. Or I shouldn't say that. We were alerted to that fact.
The 2-2. Swing and a drive. It's popped up. Deep left center field. Griesaber going back now. Cullen says he has it. Makes the catch. Right center field for out number 1. It's one of those where he said, phew.
Yeah, well, you got the Kentucky thoroughbred out there in center field.
Okay.
So,
guess the wind may have died that ball down.
Well, the wind is I'm blocked out anymore. Yep, the wind is still in the same direction. Okay, they put those new speakers in, and they kind of block our view of some of the field. I'm not complaining, though.
Okay.
I mean, that system is really, really good.
Wofford to the plate. He has the one of 2 solo home runs. Good catch, a line drive, and a good catch there at first base by Carlos Castro. He robbed Wofford, who's 2 for 3 heading to the at-bat. He robbed him of at least a single.
Well, I don't think people appreciate Mr. Castro as we do, and so far as his defense. He may be tied for home runs and have the most hits, but that glove is also a big factor in why the Otters are winning.
2 outs. Kraft to the plate. He walked his last time up. Ground ball over to Gould on a couple of hops. Throws over to first in time. Taylor Wright keeps the deficit at 2 with a 1-2-3 inning. Otters down to their last chance in the bottom of the 9th. Will we see a comeback victory? Stay tuned on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
I'm in almost every school busing classroom. You see me around the neighborhood, and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm 1 out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger.
Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help.
Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me. We are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
Hi, I'm Jenny Garth. Heart disease is something I live with every day. It runs in my family, and it took my dad's life. So I'm choosing to speak up, and so can you. Tell people how it's the #1 killer of women. Tell them 1 woman dies every minute from it. and that 80% of cardiac events in women may be prevented if you make the right choices today. Join American Heart Association's Go Red for Women. Speak up to save lives at goredforwomen.org.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters need a rally. They're down 2-0 in the bottom of the ninth. Ryan Long will lead things off against Jack Maynard for his second inning of work. First pitch to Ryan Long. There's a breaking ball in the dirt for a ball. Long today is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He is 0 for 10 in the series heading into this at-bat.
Oh, really? 0 for 10.
The 1-0. Be a called strike outside. He doesn't like that pitch that's low and away. He's not going to swing at it.
Yeah, he did earlier and fouled it off, but you're right. He doesn't like that low outside pitch.
The 1-1 to Long. It'll be low in the dirt, and he had to back away out of the batter's box so it wouldn't hit his legs. And if you want a guy to start a rally, why not the guy who leads the league in RBIs and tied for the league in home runs?
Right. This is going to be a perfect pitch for a hitter. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
He did it again. Oh, Ryan, you got to follow through, please.
2-2 the count to Ryan Long.
He changes his mind halfway through. Come on, Ryan, get a hit.
The 2-2. Breaking ball in the dirt through the legs of Ellison. Count now full. It'll be Ryan Long, Castro, and Calabrese. Now, Bill, we have seen 2 come from behind victories here in the ninth at Bossy Field.
And I've seen Ryan hit home runs on a 3-2 count, too. So he's
due?
He's due.
The payoff pitch be fouled behind home plate.
I hope Bobby Siegel starts seeing what I'm seeing up here and, gets him in the batter's box or gets him in the batting cage and says, hey, this is what you're doing. You're going from a 290 hitter to a 250.
3-2. Ground ball over to second base and Hill. Toss over to first in time. There's one away. Long will be... He is 0 for 4 now tonight.
So that's 0 for 11.
Castro to the plate. He also has 9 home runs on the year. He hit his 9th home run on Friday night. A solo shot over the left center field wall. And it was at least 380 feet. It's 385 feet in between the gaps. 335 down the right and left field line. And 400 to dead center. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch to Castro is a ball way inside. Laid off that inside pitch for a ball.
Plus, he laid off the first pitch, which he's been swinging at in this 3 appearances today.
1-0.
Strike.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's a ball.
Boy, he got away with something.
Fastball that's a bit outside. Count now at 2-0.
If I was behind that plate, I would have said strike.
Next pitch to Castro. That
pitch.
is a called strike. Right on the outside corner. Count now at 2-1. Castro leads the Otters in hits with 58. Also has 9 home runs. 23 RBIs.
Yeah, 23 RBIs.
2-1.
Ooh, did you see that pitch? A submarine type delivery. At first, he's done that all day.
Count now at 3-1.
Oh boy, that was a deceiving pitch.
Castro, the native of La Romana of the Dominican Republic. The 3-1. Ground fly ball. That's going to drop for a base hit.
Play it safe. Play it safe.
The 4th hit of the day of the Otters. And it comes at a really good time here in the bottom of the ninth. Tying run now at the plate for Evansville.
If you remember going earlier in the season, that's where Castro hit most of his base hits was to right field. And then lately he's been pulling everything and, getting good wood on balls over the third baseline or left center for home runs. That's going to be up to Rob. Rob can do it.
Calabrese has 6 home runs on the year. First pitch to Calabrese. Called strike on the outside corner, righty-righty matchup. Strike was about belt high. Count moves to 0-1 with 1 out. Calabrese with 36 hits on the year, the man from Staten Island, New York.
Yeah. Now, I think that was a sinker pitch. It had different movement.
2-0 the score in favor of the Crushers.
See, that's the fastball. See,
that's called in there for a ball as it was belt high inside.
Right.
Count at 1-1 to Calabrese. Runner on first and Carlos Castro. The 4th hit of the day for the Otters. Or 5th hit of the day, excuse me. Tying run at the plate and Rob Calabrese. The 1-1 will be a strike called inside that was around belt high for strike number 2.
Both strikes have been the same. I think it's a sinker. And because it has different movements. So the 2 strikes he's got have been sinker balls as far as I'm concerned. The ball just drops out of the bucket.
The 1-2. Ground ball foul. Count remains at 1-2. The last time we saw a comeback victory was back against the Florence Freedom in May. It was on a Sunday afternoon. Ryan Long had the game-winning RBI single that scored Hunter Cullen back in May.
Single over second base, I believe. That brought
yep,
that in.
Through the hole on the second base side. Yep.
Yeah.
1-2 the count to Calabrese. Runner on first. The pitch.
There's that pitch again. Go,
Check
go,
swing.
go, run.
It's a strikeout.
Run. You can't. I'm sorry. That's right. You can't run. Runner, first base was occupied. I got too excited.
It's okay. 2 outs. Castro advances to second.
Oh boy! Now that was a bad strikeout because that ball bounced. It was a curveball, and that bounced at least, I'm going to say 4 foot in front of home plate. I mean, why? Well, again, he probably. Well, all right, we'll leave it go.
To the plate now is the Nacogdoches, Texas native Dakota Phillips. 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. He was robbed of a hit back in the 4th after the leaping out at second base by Aaron Hill when runners were on first and second. Phillips has 5 home runs on the year. First pitch is a swing and a foul ball behind home plate towards the handle of the bat. Count at 0-1 with 2 outs. Castro at second base. Phillips represents the tying run. On deck, if we get there, will be Hunter Cullen. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher matchup. Phillips batting .233 on the year. The 0-1 swing and a miss. Phillips was a bit late on that swing. Otters now down to their final strike. Count at 0-2.
I think Mr. Phillips, 2 of his home runs, if I'm not mistaken, was over that 400-foot sign in deep center field.
Yes, sir.
So he's got extra power. Now watch the sinker. I bet he gets the sinker.
0-2.
There it is.
Swing and a miss. And the drop third strike, throw down to first. The Otters fall at home. A second time the Otters have fell in a series at Bosse Field. We'll come back with the totals on the Otters postgame show right here on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. I want to be a warm place on a cold day.
Football
I want to be a
stadium.
bike that races around the country. I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
I'm Fidel Nshambo. I was born in a city called the Bukavu in the Congo. We were a loving family, and then, boom, everything that I had disappeared in a single day. People think that when you are a refugee and they resettle you to America, and all your problems are done. They don't understand that that's the beginning of everything. I was not born a refugee. I was made one.
It's time we welcome refugee families with open arms. Learn more at embracerefugees.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune here on the call live from Bosse Field. The Otters drop their second series ever, a series loss at home. They lose today. They were shut out by the Lake Erie Crushers by a final score of 2-0. Tyler Vale unfortunately gets the loss for the Otters, and Tyler Vale pitched a great game.
I would agree with you. 8 strikeouts. And 2 runs, all right, 2 home runs, but other than that, he pitched beautifully. He had a great commanding curveball. And like I say, every one of those players out there should take him out and for dinner for 8 days, because they let him down. He kept the Otters in the game, but players didn't contribute to his failure.
The unfortunate thing was the Otters left 7 runners on base. At least half of them were in scoring position. If we want to go back to any momentum-changing play, when Dakota Phillips was up in the 4th, he had runners on first and second with 2 outs. He had a line drive that should have been over the second baseman Hill's head for an RBI single. Instead, Hill used his hops and made a catch to end the inning. The Otters will fall to a record of 29-24. They drop to 15-9 at home, and they will have to regroup before they face the Joliet Slammers on Tuesday. Before we finish, Bill, you have any final thoughts?
No, I just think, like I said, Mr. Vale got the short end of the stick, and I hope they come back Tuesday, and maybe they should stop going to the batting cage and swinging at those 20-mile-an-hour fastballs and concentrate on and swinging instead of looking at the pitches. There was quite a few strikeouts that were called strikeouts, so not swinging strikeouts. And some of the swinging strikeouts were balls that were unbelievable bad pitches. But today was a bad day for the Otters, put it that way.
That's right. Well, Ryan Long in particular, he was 0 for 7 heading into the game. He had 3 strikeouts today. Was 0 for 4 at the plate. Unfortunately, Ryan was 0 for 11 in the series. Castro got a single. He now extends his on-base streak, if I look at my packet and math correctly. Carlos Castro now has reached base safely in 18 straight games. That's the only bright spot today for the Otters. Unfortunately, they fall at home. Another series loss at home. The second series loss at home, this time to the hands of the Lake Erie Crushers. Let's check the scores around the Frontier League, starting with a 2-1 final in Schaumburg, Illinois. The Boomers defeat the Wild Things by a score of 2-1. In Crestwood, Illinois, the Windy City Thunderbolts defeat the River City Rascals by a score of 5-1. In the top of the 9th, between the Slammers and the Miners. The Joliet Slammers are leading against the Southern Illinois Miners by a score of 5-1. The Slammers will come to Bosse Field on Tuesday for a 3-game set. And in the top of the 7th inning, in Sauget, Illinois, the Gateway Grizzlies are defeating the Florence Freedom by a score of 3-0. Final here from Bosse Field. Otters shut out on Sunday afternoon by a final score of 2-0. For Bill McCune, my partner in crime, and our radio engineer by Mr. Paul Bragan, I am Dave DeWin signing off once again. Otters fall by a final score of 2-0. 2 solo home runs hit by the Crushers, and that was all that would do it. Everyone have a safe night, and we'll see you Tuesday, 6:35 Central Time, 6:15 pregame show right here on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV. Good night, everybody.